Dan Bjorklund, technical agronomy advisor for Landus, focusing on SkyScout, obviously. And here is the field from Garner, the infamous field from Garner, Iowa, last Friday. So we're 1 week past the time I first found the Southern Rust, and we're going to take a trip back into that area that was indicated on SkyScout where the disease was found. And I'm going to actually have this camera with me as I'm walking through to see how much it spread actually south of that area. You can see this corn has awesome yield potential, just like most of the fields that I've looked at. And it's not until you get into the field that you see what is really going on. Good pollination going on here, and this is my favorite time of the year when we get to see what kind of genetics we're dealing with. So this corn was planted a little bit later, but so make my way through these end rows, and I'll stop periodically to see if I'm seeing anything. This is not rust. What this is Physoderma brown spot on the leaf. You get the midriff with those black spots, and then you've got flaring on either side. Not normally a major challenge, only if it gets into the stalk later on and down at the nodes just above the soil line and starts breaking off in wind. That's not a good day. Not even sure I'm in the hot spot yet, but this is a pretty good amount of Southern Rust on this leaf. And then if I turn it over, you can see it didn't go all the way through. It's always on the surface. Like, I'm not in the hot zone. We still have a few more rows to go, but you can see that we've got a pretty good amount. Started, it's still below the ear leaf, couple below the ear leaf. This field hasn't been sprayed yet. I think it's scheduled. I would want to knock this out, especially if we can get these lower leaves so that they don't reinfest after the fungicide that we do apply. Okay, here we go. Some more Southern Rust, and now we're getting some, looks like the beginning of some northern lesions here as well. Just starting, which you would expect. It's right after we get to VT and going into R1 that the plant doesn't protect itself anymore as much. It really is focused on filling that ear. It's all about the ear, that point, and then it's a race to get to black layer before we have the disease come in. Here's some more. So I'd say it's obviously spread. And this is right at ear leaf. But again, I think this, to me, this looks more like the Physoderma. So we're seeing quite a bit of Physoderma in here. This isn't rust. This is not something to be, it could be a combination though. Looks like there's some lesions in here. I think we got both. Well, that's interesting. As you can see, the first part, when we were farther away from the SkyScout indicated disease last week, when we first found it, we were okay. But look what's happened from last week when I couldn't find anything hardly to this week. I found my first patch of rust last week, and it was probably like a quarter. I don't know if I just looked off to the right like this and found it. And I only found one. Yes, it's not on there. So, I mean, it has spread out from that initial. And it's still low level in here. But we're in July. You give this another week, and it's going to be above the ear leaf without a chemical application. And it's this part of the plant. All of these solar panels down to the ear that you want to protect. That's where your yield is coming from. Okay, we're just officially inside the hotspot. This is your Southern Rust. It's right, again, just a couple leaves below the ear leaf. But as I get into here, where it first took off, look at this. And I find this fascinating. This is the leaf right next to the one that we just did. See those spots? So it's gone from here to here. Each one of those is a spore. And when these leaves are wet, and I think dew was on today till 10, 11 o'clock. 4 hours of wet conditions. I think there's still some dew here. 4 hours of wet conditions, and you can see how it has spread significantly from that one little patch. If I had not had SkyScout last week, I would have known where to scout for this field. And you walk through those end rows and you looked how good it was for a long ways. We're not seeing this. And then we got into the area that it said we had a slightly increase in temperature in the canopy. And these plants were getting sick, and they were basically indicating that there was some disease out here, and we found it. So to me, what I'm showing you in this video is how I would scout for disease. Check the SkyScout, go to those areas, pre-scout it, circle that area, go to that area the next day, and just walk the field like I've taken you through today. So you are seeing how I do it each day in each field. Really saves time. I'm going to sign off now. Dan Bjorklund. Till next time, signing off. I really plan to keep putting these videos out every 3 to 4 days to track what we're seeing here with Southern Rust and some of these other diseases like northern cornleaf blight and gray leaf.